Boom. So we're going to do it just like this. Welcome. Basically brought to you by Harvest Accounting Firm, LLC. I am Jarrell.
I'm Corey.
And we are the Cannabruhz.
I fucked up already.
Welcome.
Yeah.
First time round, first trip, first time doing the intro. We're going to go ahead and kick it off just like this. No music, no nothing. Listen,
none needed.
Welcome. This here is sponsored by Harvest Accounting Firm. My name is Jarrell.
I'm Corey.
And we are
the Cannabruhz.
This is where we'll be breaking down anything, everything possible in the cannabis world. You know, talking to those entrepreneurs out there and how to save themselves major headaches while they're trying to build up their business, and change the family legacies. We'll be talking about current events, news, just anything that's going on. We got you here. That's how it's going down. We want to be completely transparent and with the communication and everything like that. We're going to tell you exactly what you can expect from the Cannabruhz on the podcast. So, you know, how we doing it, Corey?
All right, so we're going to start it off like this. We got the word on the street. So the word on the street is basically the news, current news, events that's going on in the cannabis industry. Certain topics we want to discuss, debate, get your opinions on, so on and so forth. In addition to that, we got putting you on game. So putting you on game is where we help the cannabis, cannabineurs, and connoisseurs, those that are in the actual industry and are looking on ways to get ahead, or they're not aware of certain tax obligations, so on and so forth. This is where we're going to put you on game so we can help you succeed in the future. And then lastly, we're going to go ahead and hit you with that plug talk. What we're going to do is we're basically going to bring in some different businesses in the cannabis marijuana industry, and we're going to plug them. Our end goal is to put more black faces and green spaces overall. So we're going to throw your business up there. We're going to show everybody what you got. Hopefully we can help your business succeed. Our motto as the Cannabruhz, and that we bring from Harvest Accounting Firm, is we're with you from seed to success. So our main goal is to help you grow. We grow, we all succeed.
That's it, man. That's exactly how these shows going to go, man. So y'all just stick with us. Promise you, we're going to, like he said, put you on game. You're going to learn something. And then at the same time, just relax. Put us on in the background because you're in the kitchen cooking. You know, put us on because you're on the way to work, or you got a meeting and you don't want to be lacking as far as your knowledge of what's going on in the cannabis industry.
Oh, and we didn't forget about you. We talking about you. You back there on your phone.
That's right.
You ain't brush your teeth today, did you? We here for you, right? Slumped. You slumped on the couch. We know why you slumped. This content's for you right there.
Heavy toting. Been toting. Let's be real. And that man been out there heavy toting. And he said, you know what? I'm going to learn something. I'm gonna learn something in the process. And we applaud you and we going to educate you. We got you.
Yep.
I'm gonna let you kick it off, man. The first one is about the Olympics. So what's going on in the Olympics, man?
So, word on the street, Sha'Carri Richardson, she got suspended for testing positive for marijuana. So they did a drug test on her, and they said because she tested positive, she can't race for 30 days, which means she's not going to be able to race in the Olympics, since the Olympics is July 23rd. And the crazy thing is she's been dominating the 100-meter dash in the female category the whole season. I mean, she was always the one to look for. So it's a major blow in the community. But there's a lot of debate going on saying that she should run. Cannabis isn't a performance enhancer, and so on and so forth. And my take on it is, just my humble opinion, she knew before she smoked it that she was going to be tested for it. I've seen the interviews where she held herself accountable and she didn't make excuses, which I applaud her tremendously for. Not many people have the confidence and courage to take accountability for their actions. There's been plenty of people before her that have also tested positive and were reprimanded for within the Olympics or seen with it. And this one is the Michael Phelps situation. Michael Phelps, he didn't test positive for it, but he was seen with it and faced backlash just from that. So they're different scenarios with Sha'Carri Richardson and Michael Phelps, but I mean, at the end of the day, WADA, the World Anti-Doping Association, that's been in place for I don't know how long, but it's been in place for a minute, and I mean, all the athletes know what the guidelines are to race.
Man, I had this conversation about like the whole situation because first of all, you know, she's from the D. You know what I'm saying? Sha'Carri is from the D, so we go represent, man. It's no way that we can demonize her for doing something that so many do, you know, and that's the big thing. Like, we definitely push the legalization and decriminalization of cannabis, period. You know, so anybody who's a user or whether you're a ganjapreneur and anything in between, you know, saying we got to support you. So
Right.
It was crazy to me because that's exactly how I felt. Honestly, I'm talking about first. You know, you have those first. You know, you have those first impressions, and you're like,
Right.
I don't know if I should share this with everybody.
Right.
Your first instincts, right?
Right.
Man, my first thought was, bruh, weed, if anything, is gonna make you slower. So you mean to tell me she was dusting y'all like this?
Right.
She was high?
Right. Right.
Bruh, I'm telling you right now, look, it would have been worse. Okay, y'all need to be thankful. Hey, it would have been worse if she just came out there drinking Gatorade like the rest of y'all, man. No,
right.
man. Hey,
Sober.
I'm just saying. No, I do agree, bro. I kind of agree with you, man. Just the fact that, look, she knew the position that she was in.
Right.
Then there's a lot of people out there in the world, everybody's adults. You know, you do whatever you do, right? Nobody measures or treats you badly for having a drink and whatnot. And now we're talking about cannabis, something where, you know, what the majority of the country now is legal in some way, you know. So it's literally like that's what makes it tough, and it's something that we'll probably go over so much, man. It's just that, you know, federal versus state argument, you know, because like literally, oh, I'm in California, I'm being responsible. I'm in Texas, I'm being a criminal. You know, it's so that's kind of tough because federally, even the people that are operating with legal dispensaries, right, or cultivators and whatnot, everybody is looked at like a criminal. Like you're looked at like a criminal that gets a pass. It's like, you know, the government's going to come for. There's definitely a lot of belief under that the government's going to come for who they're going to come for. We're waiting for a bigger fish, or we're waiting for something that's more, you know. So at the end of the day, man, I think she should have. I'm not definitely about to not about to demonize her. I get it. And one thing we didn't talk about, and this is just extra conversation to add to it.
Okay.
She recently lost her mom. You get what I'm saying?
Don't say that. Yep.
I think, thank God. Hello, Clarice Roberts. What's good? I love my mom to death, man. And I'm definitely I got two brothers, you know that, and I'm definitely the emotional one of us three, you know, her three sons. I couldn't imagine losing my mom. I don't know what I would do. I don't know how I would feel, but I know that it would be crushing to lose moms to anything, you know. So to still have to go out there and perform and do what so many people are looking to you, like the expectations is always the thing. So people are always looking, oh man, think about it. We're just knowing about her. There's people that already knew she was going to do this. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Based off
right,
of how she performed leading up to this.
right, right.
And like, so the expectation's high, at least in her own like private community. And then you're talking about look at the bright lights that she's under now. So man, all that like all that burden, right? All that's on her shoulders, that she's walking around with, having to live up to something that she's still creating. It's still in development, so it's
Right.
not even a ceiling on it. Having to deal with that after losing your mom, you probably just want to have a day off.
Right.
Whether it's to smoke, grieve, whatever you want to do. That's her business. It sucks that we know how it works, stays in your system and everything like that. It sucks just because you want to give her a pass, bro, just for what she's going through, and the fact that she's still competing. And like I said before, you're not talking about steroids or any kind of enhancement. Even the Olympics know that, but they have a strong no drug policy thing. So yeah, right.
And that's my entire point. I don't believe marijuana is a performance enhancing drug whatsoever. And from what she said, it was a one-time thing, like you said, just to get over the passing of her mom. And
I had to wake on that one. I had to give you up.
Right.
It was my first time somebody just slipped
it. Now, interesting. So I pull up this article. It's from medicalmarijuanaincorporated.com, and want to give the credit to the author. The author's name is Jeffrey Stamberger, 2018. Now, he brings up a good point, right? So is cannabis performance enhancing? I'm going to read you a quick excerpt from this.
Okay.
So it says, drugs and other substances don't need to be performance enhancing in order for the IOC, which is the International Olympic Committee, to ban it, right? So originally they banned drugs like marijuana, cocaine because of their I can't even say the word, illegality. There we go, illegality. Yeah. And because they violate the spirit of the sport, right? Now, the spirit of the sport is super vague, right?
That's crazy.
And that's where this falls under. It violates the spirit of the sport, even if it's legal in her state. Now, do I agree with that? No, right? If you look at the world, how many countries have legalized it, so on and so forth, and based off of the research behind it, I think majority of people can agree, as you and I can agree, that it's not performance enhancing. But he does bring up another point. While I look for that, another interesting thing is CBD is legalized though. So the World Association, or the World Anti-Doping Association, is okay with you taking CBD as of 2018. Didn't know that.
See, that's the craziest thing. I know why you checking that out, man. That's the craziest thing, is that, like, man, these lines are so blurred, man.
Yeah.
And we can do, marijuana, hemp, like you could do the argument, we're talking about percentages. We're talking about like what percentage, of THC is there, like this. And the crazy part is that's tough to measure too, because it's like, if it's, like I said, it's how much we're talking about. Like if you're barely over that line, or if you're way over that line, you're still in violation. And I'm like, well, barely over it literally is barely over it. It may not even be the reason why I'm partaking. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
right.
I think that's kind of nuts. Did you find that article?
Yeah. So pretty much they're saying that, it may not make you stronger or faster, but the fear is also the athlete's impaired ability. So the question is, could a competitor such as a speed skater, bobsledder, or downhill skier who was high on marijuana or other substances pose a threat of injury to themselves or others? That's a fair question, right?
Okay.
I don't have the answer to that, of course.
No, but you already know it's Cannabruhz, bro. We gotta go ahead and see about it. Let's talk about it. So can they pose a threat to themselves or others if they're a bobsledder who is high?
Right.
Okay. Right. So, bruh. I don't want
that reaction time, man. So what? Because if it slows your reaction time, and in a high skilled sport, right? So let's say the margin for error is already very low, right? Or very high. I'm sorry, very high. So very high, right? So any slight movement that it's delayed, or if it's too fast, or so on and so forth, can result in death, injury, so on and so forth. Especially like speed skating, right? So normally you better react faster, but because your reaction time is a little bit slower, and I'm just playing devil's advocate, right?
I'm with you.
Your reaction time is a little bit slower. You take out a person's leg and you cause a mass pileup, or so on and so forth, and now you've risked your health, somebody else's health, and life at the same time.
Okay, so I can be an asshole right now, or so look. Here's what I'm thinking about. I'm like, you can learn to do anything high.
Yeah,
that's it. Like the truth is, like that's it. I can learn to do anything high. Listen. There's people that because here's the truth about it, right? Like for the marijuana consumers, right? They know what I'm talking about. You have to. It is a fact. So I heard. It's a fact that you have to relearn things. It's like you're in a different world at that point, right? It's not the same as being drunk. That's just what it is. It's not the same as being drunk. Yeah, are you impaired somehow? Depends on who you ask, right? Sometimes you can learn a skill while you're high. You have to reteach it to yourself most of the time. That's just what it is. You can relearn a skill high.
Right.
And you may be, by the time you relearn it, and basically break it down and then reconstruct the idea of whatever you're learning, you may actually be better at it while high than you would while sober. Or you may be worse. Or you may literally, your goal when you're high, you might just be like, man, no, just be normal. Right? And you're like,
throw this in there.
Yeah.
So if you're better while high, is that
I knew you about to say
performance enhancing? Is that not then? And if you're worse while high, does that not diminish the spirit of the sport?
Okay. The spirit of the sport? What do you mean?
So imagine this. So you're an Olympic speed skater, right? Just getting it right, and then for whatever reason you take out a bunch of people, right? They test your blood. They find out that of course, cannabis, you can't tell if you're high at the moment or but let's just walk the dog. Let's say you are high, right?
That's what they can't tell though, but okay.
Right. That's fair, right?
Yeah.
But you can't rule it out at the same time.
Okay.
Right? Okay. So it's without a reasonable doubt, right? You can't say, well, this person was not high at this moment, right? Yeah. So
rookie?
and so they take out all these people. Somebody dies, people get hurt, so on and so forth, right? And they find out this person had that in their system. Mm-hmm. Now, that's where I can see it diminishes the sport, because like, well, who all are they letting in to compete?
Yeah,
they're just letting drug addicts, and that's not the word I would use. But from a general sense,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so at that point,
Yeah. No, I feel you, man. I get it. Man, I'm trying to bring it back to this Sha'Carri Richardson thing, though, man. I just hope, that she can still accomplish the things that she set out to accomplish overall. This is just not one of them things. I refuse to accept cannabis being the reason that you can't do something, in 2021. Yeah, in 2021, I refuse. I just refuse. Like it doesn't make any sense. It's like in one way, like we're talking about all the, the healing, capabilities and all this other stuff. Like, you got, look at the people who feel like their lives are helped by this. Like I said, this young lady was going through the loss of her mom.
mm-hmm.
Who, to be honest, even at this point, we gotta know. No, come on, man.
I'm sorry. I mean, I'm.
Look, hold on, bro. You wrong. Look, the loss of her mom, that's real.
Right.
The first time consumption, I'm gonna leave that to the audience and everybody who wants to.
Right.
Yeah. You decide for yourself.
The good news is
what's the good news?
The relay, so the 4x1 relay, happens, I believe, on the 27th of July.
Mm-hmm.
So her suspension is up before that relay, so she may be able to compete.
I heard about that
relay, so we may get a chance to see her. Which hey, you gotta take what you got. I mean, that opportunity for the Olympics is an opportunity for the Olympics.
Just saying.
I want to open up a new tab and go ahead and say some more word on the street is Mexico legalized cannabis.
Let's go.
Cannabis.
I need a bell. Companies in New Mexico. I need a. Yeah, we gonna have to.
The air horn.
Hold on, I think I got that. But no, that is huge.
Yep. So it says people can now lawfully possess up to 2 ounces of cannabis, 16 grams of concentrates.
Let's go.
And grow as much as 6 mature plants for personal use.
Hello.
But it will still take time before retail sales launch.
Yeah, man. So, hey, on our end, having Harvest Accounting Firm, there's gonna be a lot of people out there, a lot of the entrepreneurs that's looking to go into business. You've had these great ideas.
Yep.
You stacked some cash up during the pandemic. Just everything, man. These people are able to actually get in the game.
Yep.
And that's huge. That is huge. Like, I mean, that's gonna segue right into what we wanted to talk about next. But that is huge. Just the fact that New Mexico has joined the team that I'm hoping Texas can get with soon enough.
Yeah, man. We got Oklahoma above us.
Yeah.
To our left, we got or it depends which way you're facing in Texas, but you know what I'm trying to say. To our side, we got New Mexico.
Right. Yeah. Come on, man.
Come on, Texas. Just go ahead.
Yeah, man. We ain't gonna be able to hold on much longer, man. We ain't gonna be able to hold on much longer, and the world will be a better place for it.
Right.
At the end of the day, it's not necessarily about what they believe personally about cannabis, right? It's more so about regulations, right? They want to make sure, if you really look at like the argument now, it's just the fact that they want to make sure, like alcohol, it can be regulated, right? And there's so many different factors when they go down their little checklist or whatever that they feel that they can't regulate. Big one is just the whole age gap, the age restrictions, the age requirements. Like, how do you formulate that? What's going to be like the standard? Are we going to go with the alcohol thing of 21 years old? I perceive that being
That's thing. What it said. It said 21 and up.
Yeah, so 21 being, of course, federally, they can probably take a little bit, a page out of the a couple of different states' books on how they're looking to regulate cannabis and cannabis products. But it's gonna happen soon. I mean, we all believe that, and we know it's coming, but they just got to kind of let go on it. You got to realize that, man, this country is in some serious debt.
Right.
And instead of, stimulus checks and all this other stuff, man, this is a great way to, reignite like our economy. Like this is great for everybody, whether you are a smoker or not, whether you partake in the cannabis goods or not, you definitely need to be for it, because in our opinion, like, this is the green savior. Is that a better way to say it? That's all I'm about to say. That sounds crazy because I'm thinking about saying savior. Like, it's the green savior. That's just what it is. The savior for the economy, man. And everybody just got to try to figure that part out. But the regulations is where the problem is. It's not, I don't think it's necessarily even a party issue. I mean, you're literally seeing Republicans that you would think aren't going to be for it, and they're for it. You're seeing Democrats against it. So it's very like, tough.
Yeah, they see the green makes green. So,
they better know
in the world of business, green makes the world go round.
Green makes the world go round.
And happy.
And very happy. Right? It makes you forget. Yeah, it's a lot of things. Life is stressful enough. Wouldn't you like to forget a little bit of it? Our next thing that we wanted to start and cover, and the reason I say start is because it's an ongoing, reoccurring third member, basically, of this podcast, and that's 280E. Yep, 280E, man. So definitely go ahead and put you on game about the 280E. I mean, we only put you on game on a lot of different things, but the reason why this is so important is because this is when we start breaking down the laws, specifically for the ganjapreneurs out there, the people that are looking to capitalize on this new booming industry that everybody's being privy to now. Corey, you had some stuff right on directly from IRS.gov.
Yep.
Because we know we got so many opinions from the Cannabruhz, but we want to definitely give you the verbiage on it.
So just to go in further depth for those that have never heard of 280E or just heard of it and have no idea what it's about. So 280E is a part of the U.S. code, right? The U.S. tax code. And it's entitled the expenditures, so your expenses, right, in connection with the illegal sale of drugs. Because marijuana is a Schedule 1 drug, they tax it differently. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to read you specifically what it says here. It says, no deduction or credit shall be allowed for any amount paid or incurred during the taxable year in carrying on any trade or business if such trade or business or the activities which comprise such trade or business consists of trafficking in controlled substances within the meaning of Schedule 1 and Schedule 2 of the Controlled Substances Act, which is prohibited by federal law or the law of any state in which such trade or business is conducted. Mm-hmm. Now, I know that sounds like a lot of gibberish, and there's some confusion there when it comes to, all right, so what does that mean? As I was saying before, so Schedule 1 and Schedule 2 drugs or controlled substances are illegal, right? And because they're illegal and they're the most severe illegal drugs, the federal government, specifically the IRS, mandates that you can't write off any of your expenses, take any deductions, anything that the ordinary business would write off, right? So if you have a ice cream shop, right? You have an ice cream shop, and your ice cream shop makes $100,000, right? And we're gonna say business. That's business A. Business B is cannabis retailer, right? So a dispensary. We'll just say that, right? So that's business B. So they both made $100,000. So as a business owner and on business A, they've operated, they've paid out their staff, they've had all type of expenses that they've incurred throughout the year for marketing, sales, supplies, all that stuff. They've all the deductions, the qualified business income deduction, they qualify for that. All the stuff that any business has access to, they can write off. So let's say they had $50,000 in expenditures or $50,000 in expenses, right? Same thing. You subtract that from that $100,000. Now they're only going to get taxed on $50,000 worth of income, right? Mm-hmm. And from there, let's say they end up having to pay $100 in taxes. I'm just throwing out numbers, right? So don't shoot me if the numbers aren't. Yeah. You only got to pay $100 in taxes, right?
Yeah. They're like, what tax professional you got?
Right.
$100 off of 50,000.
Right. And any business will be happy having to only pay $100 in taxes, right?
Oh yeah.
Now you look at business B, the retailer, right? So that the business B had the same expenses, same payroll, so on and so forth. It's the exact same, right?
Right.
Well, because business B deals directly with marijuana, which means they touch it, right? Mm-hmm. They can't write off any of those expenses or any type of deductions. Yeah. So that $100,000, even though they spent $50,000 on payroll, they in other expenses, the IRS is like, no, we're taxing that $100,000. And now on that $100,000, now they owe, we're gonna say $10,000 to $11,000 in taxes.
Yeah.
Even though they really when you break all the numbers down, they really only netted, so it's everything minus the expenses and everything, $50,000, right? Yeah. So it's the marijuana or cannabis company is getting taxed unfairly and much more substantially than your average business.
This is where, when you start looking at laws like 280E, like you literally, that's where you start getting disgusted with it, because like that's the point where you're like, yo, this is still a war,
right?
Like, you know what I'm saying? This is still a war. Like, this is still a war being fought. Like, you are literally saying this is for, think of like I said, a entrepreneur that's literally like feeding their families this way, you know, and think about how much food you're taking away from a family, right? And that's what they don't look at. And, you know, I'm sure it's their response is probably, we'll do something else or whatever, but it's not a job. You had jobs, I had jobs, right? You know, but being a part of the cannabis movement is a lifestyle. It's the way, it's who you are, right? You know, so why not? You know, I'm an intelligent individual. You know, I have a great product or service, and I want to contribute to the movement, right? At the same time, to be honest, I want to make sure that financially I can, you know, lift my family up, make sure they're taken care of. We have a great financial foundation, you know. So like, why not, right? Do something that you actually love, that you're passionate about, that you're a part of. Right. So that's the point where I'm like, oh man, this is drawing a line in the sand. This is drawing a line in the sand, and that's what makes it tough, you know.
And the interesting thing is, so when you look at how things have unfolded the past couple of years, right? So when you look at CBD, when you look at hemp, right? So matter of fact, when you look at hemp versus marijuana, right? It's very interesting, because the only difference that the federal government sees is the amount of THC, Delta 9 THC that is in that plant, right? So let's say you have you're a hemp farmer, right? So you're out there tilling the land, planting the seeds, growing the crop and everything. Mm-hmm. And let's say you wanted to make industrial hemp rope. Or from hemp, right? Testing agency comes in and says, okay, so we see that it's at 0.27, right? Mm-hmm. And then let's say they come back and retest it, and because of the stresses of, let's say, the sunlight or or nature in general, they come back and retest it, and now it's at 0.31, right? The rope is still the same rope, right? Yeah. The rope hasn't changed. The consistency of the rope, it serves the same purpose, but because it has that 0.01 difference, they got to burn the crop. Crazy. They have to get rid of the crop. And now their not the livestock, but their stock and inventory is now considered marijuana, right? Yeah. And now they can get charged and penalized and so on and so forth for that. And this is just my opinion on it.
Yeah.
There's not a big. I mean, you're not. Now, I'm sure there's people out there, because we got people eating Tide Pods and so on and so forth. But I was gonna say, you're not going to smoke a rope, but I'm sure somebody else smokes some.
In my head, I was literally thinking, I bet there's some other chemicals that would stop you from smoking the rope.
Somebody would smoke the rope. They'd be like, hey, look, man, look.
I promise you
I know we tying knots and stuff, but I'm stressed. So, hey, man, I'm gonna see if this gets me high. But that's the crazy thing with that. And because that business went from 0.27 to 0.31, now all their so when they're at 0.27, they could write off all their expenses. They can operate as a regular business. But once that 0.04 over, or that point, once they went up 0.04, now they're classified as a marijuana producing business, and 280E kicks in, right? It's kind of like, I think of it like in basketball where you have the bonus, right? So once you get a certain amount of fouls, right, the bonus kicks in, and every time it happens, you get penalized, right? And so it's similar where you're good, but when you hit that 0.3 threshold, anything over that, you're penalized. And 280E kicks in, and majority of your cash flow is going to be given to Uncle Sam.
Man. Imagine. And the crazy thing is, like, entrepreneurs know this for real. People that have been in business, had dispensaries for years now or whatever, right? Like, these people, if you've gone through like definitely if you're going through more than one, but if you're going through at least one tax year where you reported your taxes and did everything you were supposed to do, law-abiding citizen and everything, then the amount of tax that really comes off. And that part is damaging because sometimes what you're bringing in may be just close enough to breaking even. So like imagine like going from, you actually did well enough to break even, but now there's a tax that's imposed. And I don't have all of the percentages for each state or whatever broken down, but it's definitely a process, because if you think about it, whatever they're getting taxed now, and I think it was at one point like 37% or something like that in Washington. Yeah, it was crazy, right? You go from getting taxed on a state level, then we're gonna talk about you're gonna end up getting taxed on a federal level. Like that's rough. That's rough. And hopefully you got the right accountant, bookkeeper, a person doing your tax planning that can help you with this, because if not, then you might not even be prepared for the exact amount. You might be used to still putting 10% back, like it's your personal accountant, and you just work off of one or two W-2s. It's not the same thing,
right?
So setting up your business correctly. Don't set up your business with thinking about like, only 1 week out, 1 month out. If your business is supposed to stand the test of time, your business is supposed to be here 5, 10, 15 years, possibly down the road. Yep. You want to make sure that you are completely in compliance from the jump. Like, this is not one of them things where you can, kind of do some stuff under the table. So many people, and that's the crazy thing, right? Like, you've seen so many people for a while. It's just a bad habit to have, right? Where they literally start something the wrong way,
Right.
and then just assume that once they pick up steam going forward, right, it's going to be enough to dig them out of the hole that they've already dug, right? And propel them not only forward but off the ground. Like that's a crazy way of thinking, man. You know what I'm saying? Like
I agree.
Yeah.
And you can't operate 1 foot legally and 1 foot illegally in this industry. It's point blank period. You can't, because you're gonna get caught up every time, and then you're at the mercy of the federal government, the IRS, so on and so forth. So
And you go
it's just not a good look for you.
Yeah.
And then one more thing. Imagine if you're a corporation, right, and you have multiple. So we call them verticals, but so you have multiple different services that you offer, right? So you grow your own hemp, right? You manufacture and process your own hemp. Then from there you distribute your own hemp. And then you have a retail store that specializes, let's say, in CBD, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and all of this is under one business, and everything, starts off good, and then next thing you know it, they come in and test your product, and now again, let's say it pops, instead of 0.3%, is 0.37%, right?
Right.
Now, let's say you've generated millions and millions of dollars in revenue, right?
Mm-hmm.
And on top of, let's say it's $10 million in revenue.
Yeah.
And so you got to start thinking big scale now, right? So so that one business that has all these different verticals is now being classified as having marijuana.
Yeah.
And all of that's going to get penalized. 280E kicks in, and now millions and millions of dollars are lost.
Yeah.
That's what will make or break a business right there.
Yeah.
And a successful business now is struggling and bleeding cash. On top of, there's not many banks. There's not many banks that cannabis producers or cannabis related businesses can utilize.
Yeah, because it's not because federally backed, can't be federally backed.
Exactly.
Like, that's tough.
Exactly. So now you got, think about this. Think just big picture. Think about it. You got $10 million worth of revenue that you've made. No, you don't have a bank. So now you got to keep all the cash of the $10 million of revenue. You got to hire security to manage. Like you do, right? Because otherwise it becomes the Wild Wild West. People kicking in doors, battering rams. You got Vin Diesel and the Fast Five coming in and hijacking your stuff and and peeling out, and so you gotta pay for security. You gotta make sure that you gotta pay for your accountant. You gotta pay for all that stuff,
man,
and you can't write any of it off. On top of that, crazy.
Or listen. You know we got a plug.
Oh yeah. We got a plug. That plug talk. Yay!
Look, plug talk. So, plug. Let me tell you once again. We're gonna reiterate what plug talk is. So there are so many businesses being started, not only for the cannabis industry, but involving cannabis related products or services that are really going to just set up your whole environment. Everything's good. This one right here is specifically for anybody that's in the lifestyle and who is looking to just learn more about some great products, services. We got you. So this week, our first two businesses that's in the spotlight, right? Plug talk. Okay. The first one, okay, and you know I had to throw this one out here. The first one is Minnie and Mary,
Minnie
right?
and
So
Mary.
Minnie and Mary, let's go. Right? So Minnie and Mary, which you'll see why that's funny to me. But Minnie and Mary, they literally put together homemade ashtrays, rolling trays, combinations of the such comes in various shapes. They come in different color and all kind of crazy stuff. Pictures added, they customize different orders. Really dope stuff for just your smoking accessories. You know, everybody knows that that's how it goes. You'll always need those, those clips. You'll always need those certain trays just to make sure that the ambiance is set right. You know, that the environment is just right. You know what I mean? You say, hey man, you come to somebody's house and you literally look on their coffee table. You say, is that a rolling tray with the matching ashtray? You want me to take them to it?
Look, I'm gonna pull it up right now.
Man, not only can we take them to it, bro, but look, I got product. Come on, man.
Let's do it.
I got product, man. Okay. So I'm plugged in. Plug talk. You know I'm plugged in. So I got a couple Minnie and Mary. I got a couple things from Minnie and Mary that I thought were really dope.
Okay. Let's see them things.
Yeah, man. So first thing that I thought was really cool, right, is they do a lot of different things in different shapes. This was cool.
The Lakers? Oh, that's dope.
Come on, man.
Is it Kobe?
Yellow. Come on, that's Kobe, man.
Bro, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Yes, sir. Got that Laker purple and gold.
RP, man. Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, man, it's sparkling just right. It's just hitting just right. I hope y'all can see that.
It's nice.
That thing cold, man. So you already know, man, comes with different places, to put your pre-roll or whatever you got going on in the corners. So it's just set up just right, man.
Yep.
Check them out, Minnie and Mary. The other one also they got different shapes, man. So I thought this was really cool. We just coming off of Pride Month, matter of fact. I thought this was really dope. Love all the way around. This is a heart it's multicolored. So this is super dope. Definitely check out the ashtrays. And the last one that I have to show off is a really dope rolling tray. Not too big, but definitely not too small. It could do the trick. It's just what you need. And like I said, they customize. So this one right here, I don't know if you can see it, it's a little too bright, but this one right here has more of like Sacramento King colors, basically, like a purple, silver, and black type thing. So this was kind of cool. Little rolling tray. Yeah. Nice, compact size, but like I said, still good enough to do the job. So
that reminds me of?
What that reminds you of?
The Northern Lights. Like you see in the movies.
Yeah.
Like that little it's like green and purple, I think, like up in the sky and stuff.
Yeah. Hey man. First of all, you already tripped out, man. You might as well everything
right. Like top. So this is Minnie and Mary right here.
Yep.
Hey. So first off, I have to say I love the logo.
That's dope.
I love the logo.
Yeah, the logo's hard, man. I gotta admit, that's pretty dope.
Let's look at a couple of these pictures right here.
Ooh, okay.
Pretty nice, man. Pretty nice.
Mess with it.
Hey, just because it's Wednesday.
Just because it's Wednesday. Just because, yes, sir.
A lot of quality trays. More mumble love.
Yeah, man. That Kobe tribute set, that's hard. That's so hard.
This one right here,
it's giving me an elegant vibe.
Right.
It's getting me like you walk in. Somebody got the ashtray, rolling tray. They got the serving tray. All that set together. Come on, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Product on product.
Yeah, that's cold too. I like that one.
Hey, Happy Mother's Day, right? No.
Happy Mother. That's them from the Mother's Day.
Oh, it is. It really is.
Ah, that's dope.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
But as you all see, plenty of products. Definitely go check them out.
Yeah, so hey man, once again, plug them one last time. Plug talk at the Minnie and Mary on IG.
We gotta add more black faces and green spaces, man.
Yeah,
that's what it's about.
Green spaces. Yes, sir. Man, the second one that we have is the weed spot. So the weed spot, super dope. So the weed spot, they got various locations. I know they got one in Houston. I know there's one in Dallas. I know for a fact there's one in Dallas because I actually went to check them out not too long ago. The one I went to, and I'll be specific about this one, was located at 502 North Madison Avenue in Dallas, Texas. So Dallas, what's up? The weed spot, definitely on point, man. It's in a cool little, a little kind of hipster vibe type area or whatever, but it was cool. They're a luxury retailer and coffee shop. So when you go in there, I was there with my wife, just kind of kicking it. And they literally have a stage set up. And if you remember this, Corey, I sent it back to you, like the pictures and everything, man. The stage set up, got Willie Nelson, Snoop Dogg, like, man, amazing art all on the walls. It just definitely sets the vibe in there. They got amazing CBD treats, gummies, things for your dog, man. They had so much stuff in there, man. Pull them up. Just plug talk. We gotta definitely pull them up and plug them in, man, because it was dope, man. They even I think what I had was a some kind of latte that was infused with CBD, man. I'm telling you, man, it was on point. Tastes good. They had good product. Shout out to the Weed Spot. This right here is the Weed Spot on Facebook.
Let me see. Let me get them. Let's go and scroll up and see it from the top. So, okay, as you see, they located at 502 North Madison, Dallas.
Yep. Yeah, and that's just a Dallas location. I know they do some kind of the album listening party for my man here. They definitely man, I think they had some kind of meet and greet for Kurt Cobain's one time. I don't know why. I don't know. I was just like, bro, it was right after I left too. That's like when I first added them.
Oh wow, okay.
Yep, that's the spot. Yeah, just good. Yeah, man. Yeah, good vibes. Definitely good vibes all around in there. Even the employees working there, the girl over the counter, I'm sorry, I forgot your name. But they knew exactly what they were talking about, know so much about the product, and it's always feels better when you support a product or service where the person selling it to you knows something about it, right? They know something about it, makes you feel good, it validates your purchase, right? But yeah, they had so much stuff in there, man. I think they had honey sticks, all kind of stuff in there, man. But yeah, the Weed Spot. No product from the Weed Spot this time, but trust me, they got enough. If you go check them out, once again, that's 502 North Madison Avenue in Dallas, Tejas, man. And at weedspot.us on Instagram. I follow them. You should too. At weedspot.us.
Check them out. Facebook, just type in the Weed Spot. You'll find them.
Yeah, plug talk.
Hey, and then just let you know, look, they got happy hour 3 to 7 on Saturdays.
Let's go.
It looks like. So if you're trying to have a good time on Saturdays, that's where to go.
Yeah, so there you go, man. That right there is plug talk.
Plug talk.
Yeah. But yeah, check them out. The Weed Spot, Minnie and Mary. You already know what it is, man. Corey, what else we got, man?
Man, that's pretty much it for today. We've covered quite a bit of information, quite a bit of material. I mean, we could talk about cannabis all day, every day.
All day, every day.
We greatly appreciate the love from all those connoisseurs out there that just love learning about cannabis and learning just how to be successful and how to navigate the gray area. If you have any questions, you have any suggestions or anything, feel free to put it down in the comment section. Be sure to like, subscribe, share. Biggest thing with us is just make sure you support the movement. Hashtag Cannabruhz, hashtag HarvestAF.
That's right.
What the M stand for? It can stand for many different things. Today we Harvest and Family, all right? Harvest AF. All right.
Harvest Family now. Yeah. You support the Cannabruhz. We appreciate it.
Hey, thank you again. We out.